Three, two, one. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Red Hot Underdogs. I am AnzaK, and with me tonight is the ever incredible, long contained, often imitated, never duplicated. Put your hands together for Drewy.
Hey, buddy. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the podcast that always gets to the business end of the season, but doesn't always complete its business.
Yeah.
This is semi-finals time.
Yes.
Glad you could all join us again
Yeah.
for another week of a couple of remedial classed mental idiots trying to have a good go at analysing sport with more than a hint of banter along the way.
And we're better at analysing sport than getting computers to work, aren't we? It took us just opening emails for us is a challenge, you know?
That's true. I'm computer illiterate, so we're working off my iPhone tonight.
Yeah.
We'll try and rectify that next week, but nonetheless, we got to the business end of the season. I
Yeah.
think just rip straight into the rugby league, I
You
suppose.
start talking. I'm going to let the dog in because it's scratching. So you go.
Yeah, no worries. So just to finish off round 27, we actually do have our finalists now in the semi-finals, which will be the Storm versus the Bulldogs, the Warriors versus the Panthers, the Sharks versus the Roosters, and the Raiders versus the Broncos. But be that as it may, the round 27 games, the Broncos beat the Storm 30-14 in a masterclass from the toilet drinking water, or Mr. Reece Walsh, who loves to
Toilet
have a bit
water
of a,
drinking.
the holy water from the throne.
Holy
That's the one. It's been a long day, mate.
Yeah.
I knew I said it wrong, but we're red hot underdogs, and you
Yeah.
know what I fucking mean.
Yeah. Well,
And if I try it again, I'll probably still get it wrong. But he put on a virtuoso performance,
so
and the Broncos won that
can I
30
can I just get back
points
to
to
you
14.
drinking toilet water? So is this like
Yeah.
a meme or something? People scoop out the water and drink it. Is that what people do now? It's what the youth do.
No, not necessarily. It's Reece Walsh's shtick. He's
Oh,
kind of like become a social media, what would you say? A social media sensation
yeah,
amongst a few people.
sensationally.
Whether you like his humor or not, whether you think he's funny or not, it's just what he
I
does.
just got a pizza
It's
delivered to me.
Yes, very good.
I'll wash it down with some toilet water. Mm.
Beautiful. Hopefully there wasn't a bit of nuggy in there. But listen, that's just what he is, and he elicits bloody controversy here and there. But be that as it may, he's playing really well at the back end of the season, so I guess he can do what the hell he likes.
Yep.
Sea Eagles 27 did everything in their power to lose a game against once were Warriors 26.
Yeah.
So the Roosters 36 absolutely smashed the Rabbitohs,
I want to just get
which put
straight on to
pay to the
final
Dolphins'
talk.
chances.
Let's
Yeah,
just
I will.
talk.
I'll quickly run through the last of the
Okay.
games because we got it straight into the finals.
Yeah.
Panthers 40 beat the Dragons 20. Titans in a big one 36 beat the Tigers 28. Means no spoon for this year for the nutty Professor Des Hasler.
Congratulations,
Just
Taylor. Congratulations.
yeah,
You haven't come last.
I know. He keeps that statistic intact, thank God.
Yeah.
The Sharks 24 beat the Dogs 6. Dolphins 62 beat the Raiders 24. You can't read anything into that because the Raiders are quite rightly resting 10 of their players leading into the semi-finals
The
after
only
becoming
10?
minor premiers.
Is
And
that silly?
fine,
Resting only.
yeah, 10, but that's a lot.
Well, no. 12
Yeah.
is a lot.
10 only, 10 a lot, doesn't matter. 10
Yeah.
is 10, but you know what I mean. Eels 66 over the poor old hapless Knights 10, who are our inaugural wooden spoon winners.
Oh,
Just for a point of reference, I'm going to give myself a slight pat on the back because in episode 80 that we had with our special guest Buster, which was the race for the 8, I did say at the 20th minute and 23rd second mark of the podcast that Knights were actually a viable option to get the spoon.
Okay. Also, well, while you're talking about your predictions, what did you predict who would get the spoon 6 months ago? I remember.
I
Is
predicted the Dolphins.
Yeah. So there you go. And they
Yeah.
got ninth.
Yes, which wasn't as bad as some people, because some people actually had the Raiders and they came first. So,
Ah,
although it was bad, it's not as bad as what it could have been. But
yeah.
anyway, forget all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Let's rip off the
Good. Yeah. Let's
wax on
talk
the nutsack and let's get straight into the bloody semi-finals,
yeah,
shall we?
footy finals. That's what we're here
Yeah.
for, you know?
That was my fault horse shitting around, but
Yeah.
hey, we lay the platform. So on Friday, the 12th of September at Amy Park is the big showdown, which is a qualifying final. The winner will go through the preliminary final, which
Yep.
is the game that decides who goes into a grand final.
Yep.
That game will be played this week between the Storm, who came second, and the Bulldogs, who came third at Amy Park.
Yep.
Friday, September 12th, and I think it's roughly at 7:50. Don't quote me on that.
Storm versus Dogs, you know,
Yeah,
I mean, who do you reckon's going to win? Like, I know we're going to go for the Dogs, even though we rarely
yeah,
do. It's just that, you hate Storm that little bit more.
yeah. I don't really like the Storm. I like the Bulldogs. They've been a feel-good
Mm.
story of the season. The
Yeah.
one
Well, not,
thing
not,
that,
not, not, not just the season, the past few years. The past few years, it's
yes,
still good
yes.
story. Yeah.
Of course, the ultimate feel-good story has been the Raiders, but we'll get to them later. The thing with the Dogs, though, is that I kind of feel the inclusion of Galvin has derailed their campaign somewhat.
Yeah. Wow.
I preferred it when they had Toby Sexton in at halfback.
Mm.
I just think that sometimes getting in the bells and whistles guy, or in on potential, let's say
Yeah.
anyway, the
Yeah.
bells and whistles guy, sometimes it's not the best thing for the team because Toby Sexton, although he doesn't come with all the bells and whistles. Guess what? They're on top of the table. They were
Yeah.
winning game after game.
Yeah.
They were doing their thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes the only statistic you need to look at is where you're coming on the table. I don't think they've been the same product since they've got Galvin in. That's not to say he's not a good player, because he is. I just think it's disrupted the dynamic of their season.
Disruptor, like the disruptor, that's a move now, isn't it? It's a
It
foul.
is,
Foul.
amongst others that you can get a penalty for,
Yeah,
but
disruptor. Yeah.
it is what it is. So for the Bulldogs, I think their key men will be Crichton, Burton, Galvin,
Yep.
and Kiraz.
Yep.
Galvin is going to have to be a key man because he's in the halves. That's where your creative engine room comes from.
Yep.
And for the Storm, Munster, Pappenhausen, and the best guy in the air catching a bomb in the rugby league at the moment, Xavier Coates.
Yeah. Wow.
Phenomenal at getting tries off those. For the Storm, unfortunately, they'll be without Jerome Hughes, which is a massive loss.
Injury, right? Injury.
Yeah, yeah, I believe he's broken his wrist.
You
So
need that, and
you
but
do.
taking a wrist in the game that he broke it for was not worth it. Does that make any sense? What I just said? Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say. It was the
Yeah.
game before the
Yeah.
semi-finals.
Yeah.
He hadn't had a run for a while. He thought that he was fit, so I
Mm.
guess it was that calculated gamble, a calculated risk. And I think if they have him, they're a much better side with him than not.
Yeah.
So I don't mind the gamble. It
Yeah.
just didn't pay off. Uh, the Bulldogs' form of late has been a little bit indifferent. So has the Storm.
Yeah.
So
It was a storm. Yeah.
probably the most wide open competition we've had in a long while.
Mm.
And this is a difficult one to tip, but being at Amy Park
Yeah.
and the Storm being used to more semi-finals experience, I think they might just have a touch more class, but not with much confidence, I
Yeah.
say that. So
Yeah.
I'm tipping the Storm. What about you?
Look, I think Storm will win, but I want Bulldogs to win. I'll say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going Storm by about 8.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then
I
the
mean,
next,
there's such a huge advantage winning that first match when you're in the top four, because then you got a home match
yes.
that you're playing to get into the grand final. I mean, it's just huge. It is just huge.
Yeah, yeah. Anytime you're in a qualifying final, it's massive.
Yeah,
So a lot of pressure on both sides.
yeah,
I think I would say there's more pressure on the Storm, but I'm also going to say there's an element of pressure on the Bulldogs
yeah,
too, given the fact they made that drastic change 3/4 of the way through the season.
yeah.
And I think a lot of Bulldogs fans will be going,
Why?
Galvin better come up trumps for us. We better be in a grand final.
Yeah,
You don't have to win it, but the grand final will be the pass mark, given how they were going
yeah,
before his inclusion. I'm not saying he's a bad player.
yeah,
It just disrupted the fabric of their momentum of how they were going at the time.
yeah,
Yeah. So the next one is an elimination final.
yeah. Okay. Well, Friday night later that night or Saturday?
That one is on Saturday, September 13.
Yeah.
It's a night game at, I believe, at Go Media Stadium in New Zealand, and that'll
Ah,
be by the sixth place Warriors versus seventh place Panthers.
huge, huge.
Yeah,
And did you see the? I know we sometimes talk about odds. We talked about blonde bet, and we talked about
yeah,
gamble responsibly, and we talked about Warriors having the worst odds out of anyone in that top eight.
yeah, yeah, and I don't blame it. I agree with the same thing. I think that they're going to be the first side to
Yeah,
exit the semi-finals. I don't even have any hesitation in saying that they're just there to make up the numbers. I know they could well win and come back to put egg on my face, but I
what
don't think so.
they're at home though, Drewy. Is that the edge? Because they're
They are at home.
the Kiwis will turn up. They will turn up, and there won't be many Panthers fans because it's far. It's in New Zealand. That's why. Nothing wrong with that. To say.
Yeah, if they do have a hope, it is the fact that they're in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Their main people that they'll probably bank on, their key men will be Fisher Harris, Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. I think what has really hurt them this year is they had star halfback Luke Metcalf get injured halfway through the season. They made a phenomenal start in conjunction with Barnett, who's one of their key forwards,
Mm,
Mitch Barnett. So with those two missing, it essentially took the engine out of a Ferrari and they had to put in the Datsun 120Y or 180B engine, and it's
yeah.
really sort of hampered their entire season. And they've kind of limped into the semi-finals after such a
Yeah.
great start.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they were.
Even, yeah,
We were sure they were going to get top four. Um,
yeah,
just the past 6 weeks or so has been no good for them.
yeah. I mean, I know Indians have that elephant god with like the six trunks and the
Yeah.
10 arms, but if the
Yeah.
Warriors had some sort of Kiwi god with about 9 wings and about 10 beaks, then they better pray to that god because
Yeah.
let me tell you,
Yeah.
I just think that it's going to be a very early exit for them. I can't see them. Uh, when I say I can't see them coming close to Panthers, I think at best they might lose by about 12. I don't think it'll ever sort of get close. At best, it'll be competitive, but I don't think they'll ever put Panthers in any danger.
Yeah. Well,
For the
okay. Well, who,
Panthers,
who,
yeah,
so you're predicting Panthers, but who do you want to win?
Oh, I'd like the Warriors to
Yeah,
win.
me
I'm
too.
sick of the Panthers winning the bloody
Yeah,
premiership. We've had it the last 4 years in a row. I don't need to have the same meal 5 years in a row.
yeah,
I love Chinese. I can't eat it every night.
yeah, yeah,
I don't like the Panthers. I don't enjoy watching them win every year.
yeah.
So hopefully we're not coming for a fifth helping of gruel from the old Silverwater
Uh,
prison cafeteria.
imitation.
Load up more Penrith
Yeah.
Panther on your plate.
Remember in
Yuck.
The Simpsons it said imitation gruel, 9 out of 10 orphans can't tell the difference. You remember that?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Anyway, that
That's what the Panthers are. Yeah.
imitation gruel, not even that good. Okay, so go the Warriors Saturday night. I
Yeah.
reckon if they get 50,000 Kiwi fans screaming with a 50 IQ or below, then that might just give them the nudge to, knock out the.
It'll give it a little bit of a boost.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
does. Playing at home, Drewy, and having a huge advantage with your, your spectators is an advantage.
yeah.
Huge. Yeah,
Yeah, but I will say this, like, as somebody who's played football before, obviously not at this level, let's preface this.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I have played in semi-finals or grand finals at a sub-districts level. And after the big cheering and booing, whatever happens, dies down after 5 or 6 minutes, you don't even notice it as a player. You really don't.
Yeah,
And I just think the Panthers will just be too classy. Key men for the Panthers will be the usual suspects who have won,
yeah,
premierships in the previous years. The likes of Cleary, Yo, Toto, and Edwards will be
yeah.
their main men. And I don't think the Panthers are playing that well this year, but they're playing well enough to certainly beat a very tired looking Warriors and a Warriors that
They're
look
the
like they're sort
highest
of gasping
odds
for their last breath.
out of everybody in the bottom four. They're the highest
Yeah.
odds to win the thing. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't blame that because guess what? They've done it 4 times in a
yeah,
row before this. So who is anyone else to say that they can't do it? And they might even take this as some sort of new challenge.
yeah.
They've always been at the pointy end of the
Mm,
table and doing it relatively easy heading into the semi-finals.
yeah.
They might really embrace this challenge of going, hey, let's work our way from the bottom and get our way to the top. So they
If,
might gain some sort of invested energy from that.
if Panthers win this, it
Yes.
be the achievement of the millennia.
Yeah. Well, I'll even go as far as to say this. If they beat the Warriors, which I expect them
Yeah.
to do,
No, no, no. If they win the whole thing,
no, I
it,
know what you're
it is
saying. I know
phenomenal.
it. I
It is
Yeah,
dead set.
absolutely.
Once in a lifetime. You will never, ever see that again. Never.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
And
But what I will,
that's what I like about it, Drewy. I like it that here you and I we're touching 50. In a few decades we'll be dead. We won't see anything like
Mm.
this again. But having said that, I want them to lose.
Yeah, me too. I want them to lose, but I will say this. If they win this weekend, which I expect them to do,
Yeah,
I still think you'll have a few sides looking over their shoulder at the Panthers going, they're still not out of it.
yeah,
So, look, I think Panthers by about 16 for me
yeah,
in
yeah.
this
I
one.
think at least 16. I think
Yeah,
it's by
yeah.
24. But come on, you
Mm.
dodgy Kiwis,
Yeah.
get down there and start screaming. That's all they got.
Sorry for the Wars fans. I just think that this semi-finals appearance was a case of nice to see you.
Yeah,
We'll see you again next year.
yeah.
Here's a
Get a one-way
participation
ticket. Don't
trophy.
get a return, eh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. So
Yeah.
the next one we've got the Sharks versus the Roosters.
Okay, the only one in Sydney, which is quite unique, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So this is an elimination
Yeah.
semi-final.
Yeah.
Fifth place Sharks versus the eighth place Roosters
Yeah.
at Shark Park at 7:50 on a Saturday night,
Yeah.
September 13. I think this one's a very difficult one to choose.
Mm.
Like, historically, in recent times, since 2016,
Sharks.
when the Sharks actually won it, but
Yeah.
after that, the
Yeah.
Sharks have been very poor in
Yeah.
semi-finals. They've been like the Greg Norman of
They've been the worst,
semi-finals.
you know.
Yeah,
Chokers.
they've really choked on the
Yeah.
chicken bone, no pun intended.
Yeah.
So
Or like sharks don't eat chicken, so you're better off saying choked on the seal bone because sharks eat seal. Maybe you could say choked on the DY swimmers bones, but you're not allowed to say that. Wasn't that shocking? Did you see?
yeah,
Oh my,
that's a little bit too soon,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, I know
So I
that
didn't
was
say that,
horrible.
but I just
Shout out to the family.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Horrible, but
Yeah,
scary, right? Like
yeah,
that happened.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. Shut
It
up.
was, and
Yeah, yeah,
just for further information,
yeah.
that family will not be going for the Sharks this weekend.
No,
Let's just
no.
put that
And
out
you know
there.
what? For that, I won't be too. But I don't want to go for the Roosters. So yeah,
Just don't watch the game. There
yeah,
you
don't want to
go.
go. Do you ever feel like we dig ourselves into a hole and whatever we say?
Yeah,
Anyway, choked on a chicken bone. The shark choked on a chicken bone, not a DY swimmer. No.
yeah. There was no amount of undigging that big hole
Yeah,
or
yeah,
reversing
yeah,
our way out
sorry,
of
mate. Sorry.
situation.
Okay, look, get back to
Eh,
rugby league. Important.
Let's get back to the rugby league. I agree.
Yeah,
So for the Sharks, their biggest hopes will be Nico Hines
yeah,
and Trindle.
yeah,
And I also put a bit of stock in Iro, Mulatalo, Brayley, Fanua, Blake. They're the key men. If
yeah,
it's going to come from anywhere, it'll be from them.
yeah,
For the Roosters, their key men will obviously be Tedesco, who's had an
yeah.
enormous season.
Yeah, yeah, he's been good. Like we kind of thought, look, has Tedesco had his day? You know, has he had his day? But
He's wound back the clock. He's
he's
like Benjamin Button.
he's
Yeah,
wound back the clock, and he could have been shit this year, but he has been really good, really.
but
Good.
he wasn't.
But he's not the best.
Sam
He's not the best. He's not the best in that Roosters team. Definitely not the best.
Sam Walker is also another one.
Yeah,
Tupou. Nawangani
yeah.
Now, he has been the fucking man for the
My
Roosters this
God,
year.
can you just say his name three times quickly? Go.
Nawangani
That's
There you
that's how
go.
many good tries he gets per game.
It
Like
is how many tries he gets.
number one, he has the rudest haircut in the world, and
Yeah,
he was in the Warriors, right? And
yeah,
and but he wasn't phenomenal in rugby union. So
yeah.
was he frustrated? Why didn't it happen in rugby union? Why has it happened in rugby league?
I think he was still good in rugby union. He just wasn't known that much, and
Yeah,
he'd just sort of broken into the side. I think it, God knows why, but it took a little while for people to recognize his talent. I don't know how you could miss it. But that being said, he's just been absolutely phenomenal this year. I believe he's leading the top try scorers.
with that
And
guy. Roosters can actually win the whole competition. I know they've just snuck into eighth, but
yeah,
it's about, momentum. And
mm,
Roosters are the dark horse. They are.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Not the dark horse because they've won it four times before. They've won it because they have that momentum to get there. And that would not surprise anyone, them getting to that grand final, I reckon. It wouldn't surprise
Mate,
anyone.
he's got the flick passes, he's got the aerial acrobatics to collect the
Got that
ball from
hair.
the air when it's
That
kicked.
hair.
He's got try scoring abilities.
What about
He's
the
just
hair?
got it all in attack.
The
Yeah.
hair. Drewy, the
Oh
hair.
yeah, mate. You know what?
Yeah.
He can have the world's rudest haircut he wants. As
Mm.
long as he's scoring tries for the big dicks,
Yeah.
the old eastern suburbs Cox.
Yeah.
He can wear whatever the hell he wants. He could come in with a Dr. Phil hair collar and
Yeah.
shave the rest of his hair bald if he
Yeah.
wants. They don't care.
Yeah.
As long as he comes in and does the job. And boy, has he been doing the job. And there are other ones, Watson, Crichton, Collins, and Nafahu White are other key members. I actually like the
Roosters gonna win.
Roosters.
Roosters gonna win.
I think so.
Really do.
Uh, I don't mind the Sharks. I just don't know what to think of them.
Mm.
Uh, they they're kind of a weird team that doesn't really get much airplay. They just sort of hover around in the
Yeah.
semis and
Yeah.
get bundled out.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm not going to say they're not without a shot. They got more of a shot than the Warriors winning their first game
Yeah.
or winning their game in the semis. But I just feel that the Roosters have that bit more momentum.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
phenomenal momentum. Okay, move on. Let's move on.
Got a bit more wind in their feathers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
the next one, which will be an absolute corker. I'm really looking forward to this game. The qualifying final between the first place Canberra Raiders and the fourth place Brisbane Broncos at GIO Stadium down in Canberra. Sunday, September the 14th at 4:05 p.m.
Drew, why is this game on Sunday? Shouldn't this, if you come first, shouldn't it be the first game of the week? You tell me. Why
You're
why
asking,
isn't it usually that way?
yeah, look, you're asking a good question.
Yeah.
The the thing is, I don't know how true this is. I actually heard that the Raiders requested the Sunday,
Oh.
and then they might be followed if they were to
They
lose,
looked at the
they'd
weather
then be
report, then they were like, hey, it's gonna be colder on Sunday. This'll fuck those Queenslanders. Let's have it Sunday at 4 o'clock.
when it's at its coldest. So but I think also then if they lose, they play the following Sunday, so they get like a longer break because they came first.
Okay. Okay.
So I think that has a fair bit to do with it. For the Raiders, their key men will be Fogarty, Ethan Strange, who's been absolutely phenomenal this year. He's been tearing sides apart like nothing else. KO Weeks, Timoko, Horsburgh, Young, Tarpany, Papali'i, and Starling will all be their key men. They've had such a great grain of form this year, and I've continued to think that it'll come to an end, and
Yeah. You've said that on
momentum
this
will
show.
stop, they'll fall over, but they
Yeah.
haven't been.
Yeah. You've said that
Yeah,
many times. We've expected Canberra to not perform, and it hasn't happened. It really has.
100%.
Yeah. So,
And yeah,
and that's why if you look at your blonde bet, they're
mm,
they're number one favorites to win the thing. And stop me if I'm wrong, Drewy, but I don't think I haven't noticed them being dead set number one favorite this whole
mm.
year until I looked at it today.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
And for the Broncos, their key men will be obviously Walsh, Staggs, Walters, Hunt, Haas, and Carrigan.
Toilet
For
water.
the record,
Can we call him toilet water?
you can.
Hmm.
God, I get nervous each time you're drinking out of that cup with the water because I don't know if it's
Yeah.
from the tap or
Toilet
from the
water.
toilet.
It is. It is.
Okay, beautiful.
It is.
No wonder you're in such fine form.
Oh,
I'm
10
actually
minutes to
tip
go, cuz. 10 minutes, 10 cups of toilet water to go.
I might actually shock you here, but I'm tipping the Broncos for this one.
Oh, why?
Now, I know. Listen, I think there's a heap of pressure on the Raiders. I'd love to see the Raiders win. I don't want to spoil the party.
Yeah.
I also feel there's a lot of pressure
Yeah.
on the Raiders.
Yeah.
Since they got the minor premiership,
Mm,
fantastic.
mm.
Great effort. They deserve all of the credit they're getting. They deserve all of it. So I won't take that away from them. But everybody has been kissing the lime flavored ring of the green machine like a kid at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory
Mm.
over and over and over again since they got the minor premiership. Now, I don't think they're going to be complacent,
I'm just,
but I also wonder how they'll react if they fall behind on the
I
scoreboard.
just can't get that kissing the ring and chocolate factory out of my head, you know? Like, did you make that up? Did you make that up?
Yeah, yeah.
That?
Yeah, just then, yeah, yeah.
Or, or you were waiting all week to say that?
No, it's just
Just
spur of the moment.
just plucked it
But
from the air, you know?
yeah, just plucked it from the air like Nawonga Nitawazi getting a
Willy
hanger
Wonka's chocolate
and
ring,
scoring it over
you know?
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, all right. Um, okay, yeah,
absolutely.
you're right, but it's due. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Everybody's kissing Willy Wonka's chocolate ring,
the lime-coloured ring.
lime colored ring, but it's due.
Yeah.
You know?
Because look, don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
The Raiders have every right to be favourite in this game. I'm concerned because Reece Walsh, his rocks or diamonds, but if his diamond's on the day,
Yeah,
and at the moment in attack, he seems to be not only the most creative at the present time, the
yeah,
most unpredictable.
yeah.
And if things start falling on a roll for the Broncos, it could be very difficult for the Raiders.
Hmm.
Now, look, the Raiders have every chance, like I've said, but I think there's a whole heap of pressure behind them.
Tell you,
But we'll see.
if Brisbane win, okay,
Mm,
I
yeah,
actually think Canberra's going to win, but if Brisbane win, then
yeah,
they are going to have to play the winner of Warriors Roosters, right?
yeah,
Brisbane. So the Panthers will beat Warriors in New Zealand, then have to go to Brisbane and
yeah.
beat Panthers, beat Brisbane. God, I can't say it. Beat Brisbane.
Anyway, yeah,
I mean, that'd
it's
be
a,
huge. That would be huge. Panthers going up there to play Brisbane. That'd be huge. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
yeah. Look, it's a fantastic semi-final
That's why
series.
footy finals are so good, aren't they? You know, I love the
They are.
home games and like it's all out, you know, it's just going. It's sensational. It's a great time of year. It's the best time
I
of year.
will say, I will say this. I know it's unfair from my part, but I'm a bit of a I've got to see it to believe it kind of guy.
Yeah,
Now, apart from 2019 when the Raiders actually made the grand final,
yeah,
they've been pretty rubbish for the most
yeah,
part since then.
definitely.
So, without evidence and just being a big bolt from the blue or green, as we shall say,
Mm,
and just being at such a high level that
mm,
I'm not used to, it takes me a while to sort of recognize their greatness. Now, their greatness is huge because they got minor premiership.
yeah,
But to further solidify it in my mind, not that that counts for much, some
yeah,
palooka doing a Red Hot Underdogs podcast,
yeah, yeah,
I actually feel like I need to see it to believe it.
yeah. Okay, okay. All right, all
Yeah.
right. Well, my prediction, Drewy, Ricky is gonna be smiling at the end of that match.
Yeah. Look, it'll be easily the best game of the
Yeah,
round. I can't wait for that one.
yeah, yeah.
And look, it's been a good season.
Yeah.
And well done in the AFL, if I'll
AFL,
just
yep,
quickly
yep, yep,
mention it.
yep.
The Gold Coast have had a big weekend
Yeah,
in rugby league and in AFL.
yeah,
Congratulations in
yeah,
AFL because you won your first ever semi-final in your first semi-finals campaign in
yeah,
your 17th season.
yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
By
On a
one,
much lesser
by one. And I did
by
you
one.
I really
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
they were gonna lose, you know. I
Yes,
just
yeah.
got that one goal in the 11th hour
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
couldn't believe it. And I tell you,
Yeah, yeah,
that the commentators said this is their
yeah,
grand final win because you don't see people that happy after just winning,
yeah.
one of these games, like they were doing photos, like I get you. Look, everybody does photos, but I'm talking about like team photos with their 100 people that turned up to Adelaide to Perth to watch that. Um, it was huge.
Yeah.
It was huge. It
Well,
really felt like this was they'd won a grand final after that.
it took 17 seasons for them to play a semi-finals.
Yeah, yeah,
So this is why it was so enormous.
yeah,
And the kick actually went through the goalpost, but it actually touched the Fremantle
yeah,
defender's hand on the way through when he went to block the kick. So
yeah,
congratulations. To a much lesser extent, the Titans, you avoided the wooden spoon.
yeah, yep.
Well done, Desi and the
Now,
Titans. But
Drewy,
yeah,
first time ever Gold Coast versus Brisbane at the Gabba. Now, I know,
yes.
here's a question, is that a disadvantage for Gold Coast at all playing at the Gabba?
I don't think so. I'll
You
tell you
do?
why.
Yeah,
They've made the second week of the semi-finals.
yeah,
They've got nothing to lose.
yeah,
There's zero pressure.
yeah,
They could play on Pluto, the Moon, Brookvale Oval,
yeah,
or Mudbank High School. It
yeah,
doesn't matter.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think they're just so stoked to make the second round of the semis, and I think they're in with a bit of a
I
chance.
really
I'm
do.
not going to say they're winning,
Yeah.
but mate, they're just going to throw everything at it. Nothing to lose.
Out of
Win-win.
out of both codes, even, this is you know, I don't want to say most exciting, but it's the red hot underdog. That's what it is.
Yes.
The
Yeah,
Gold
yeah, yeah,
Coast is the
yeah.
red hot underdog. And they're doing it for Gold Coast. Like the Gold Coast, we talk a lot about how the Gold Coast has been crap in all sports forever and will always be crap. But there's rugby league, there's rugby union, there's Aussie Rules fans up there. They
Yeah,
don't get any wins.
the sporting graveyard capital of Australia, done good.
Mm.
Well done this year, and I'm riding with them in the AFL semi-finals.
Yeah, yeah. When is that game? Is that Saturday?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So that'll be Saturday, 7:40.
okay, yeah. That'll be great to watch that too. Yeah,
So yeah, no, that'll be awesome. So yeah, plenty going on.
yeah,
Semi-finals time. We
yeah,
love it.
yeah. Okay, 1 minute and 20 seconds to go, Drewy.
Yeah. All I want to say is commiserations to Manly. At
Yeah,
least you won your last three games.
yeah,
You still look extremely unconvincing,
yeah. It was
but
a
we'll
bit.
see you all next
It
year.
was like, we needed to win those, and Roosters needed to
Yeah.
lose just one, right? Just one.
Yeah,
What,
just one.
and they didn't.
Yeah.
But Dolphins got up anyway. So
Yeah, that's true. But like it was nice to win our last three, but
mm,
it really was a mixed bag of lollies for the Sea Eagles this year. And I've loved Cherry Evans, but I'm kind of happy to see him go.
yeah,
Fresh canvas, new start.
new start, new players, new focus, new everything. I'm looking
All
forward.
we need now is a new coach.
New coach. Yeah, yeah, that won't happen for a
Yeah,
bit.
that would be good.
I'm actually looking
No,
forward to
no,
this
I don't think so.
because I've got this pizza. Want to have a look?
Yes, yes. Did they throw in a Reece Walsh water with it as well, or
Yeah,
was it just the pizza?
I got the Reece Walsh
Oh,
special.
very
Look
good.
at that.
Oh, very good.
Supreme,
Nice.
supreme, baby.
Excellent.
I might even have a bite.
Very good. Yeah. No
Oh,
DY calamari on there? No, that's
Red hot underdogs rising tonight.